on, good people? DJ Danny Ocean in the building. Yes, people, it's my mother-loving birthday. But the work don't stop, man. We had to jump online. We ain't done one of these shows in a little while. Y'all know I don't do this show alone, though. I got the broski with me, Von Casey. What's good, Brody?
Yo, what's good, people out there? It's Big Ocean's birthday, y'all.
Air
We're
horns.
doing air horns, sound effects, SFX everywhere, boy. My boy about to take us on a trip down memory lane. He said, I watched WrestleMania 3 live. And
come on, man.
I don't feel like you standing
man,
no business.
But happy birthday, bro.
I appreciate you, Mo. I appreciate you, bro, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, like I said, we ain't done this in a little bit. We ain't jumped online and talk wrestling in a little bit. We're here now. My man Malik, obviously he's not here right now. He had to, go to work today and everything. Can't expect him to take work off to talk graps with us and whatnot.
Graps over everything. I don't know what he doing, trying to pay bills and shit. It's crazy.
Viewer comments will not be visible when streaming the Facebook profile unless the stream is set to public. My streams are set to public. What are they talking about?
They just yelling at us for no reason.
It is what it is. But yeah, welcome to the show, man. 3NT Wrestling Podcast. We back in the building. Kind of want to do a little different today instead of just recapping what went on in wrestling the last couple of weeks or whatever we missed out on. It's a few things I just want to talk about in general. One of the biggest things right now to me going on is this whole Kevin Owens contract situation.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Kevin Owens' contract is up fairly soon, like early 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, usually I don't be trying to get in the wrestlers' business, talking about their contracts and all that good stuff, but Kevin Owens is easily one of my absolutely favorite wrestlers. He's hilarious. He's great in the ring. His moveset is one of one. I feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to see him leave WWE, but at the same time, I don't want to see him fighting the fucking bloodline in A-Town Down Under for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I feel like he has been like I don't want to say understudy, but like just like a part-time player in like the biggest storyline in the company for about 2-3 years now.
Right. Like
he was fighting Roman during Roman's reign. Like
during the pandemic era.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like I don't want to see him leave either, but they gotta, if they wanted to keep him, they gotta figure out something else or drop the bag, I imagine.
I just realized I completely forgot to update the caption and everything. Dude, like I said, we haven't done this in a long time. What the fuck did I just do?
Oh no.
This is a wreck.
This thing hates us.
But nah, straight up, Kevin Owens, again, every time he's on my TV, he's entertaining. But it's depressing seeing who was once my absolutely favorite wrestler in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Again, jiving out, or the only wins he's getting, like I said, is over A-Town Down Under. And who cares? Like, yeah, honestly.
It's a product of like, I think WWE has an incredibly talented roster, obviously. And in most other organizations around the world, Kevin Owens is probably in world title contention most of the time. Mm-hmm. And in this company, he should be in world title contention most of the time. But when you have the stars that WWE has, and like I guess the long story that they're telling with the bloodline and everything like that, I understand how people can fall through the cracks. But Kevin Owens,
of all people,
like Kevin Owens is falling like a little bit short and things like I don't understand that.
That's what makes no sense to me. Like, what happened to the Kevin Owens that was handpicked by Triple H type shit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And for one, I will tell you, I do not like Kevin Owens as a face. I don't like good guy Kevin Owens at all.
I feel like a change is coming with that. If he does decide to say, I feel like a change is coming with that.
What would the change be? Like what? Okay,
Kevin I don't know.
Owens, say he does go heel. Say Kevin Owens does go heel.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you and who would y'all in the comments if you're watching? See, we got a few people tuned in and whatnot. Who would y'all want to see Kevin Owens facing as a heel? I need that personally. I need that Cody turn immediately. I need that Cody turn. Yes, I needed that shit at Bash at Berlin, wherever they fought at, because that was the perfect time for it. That was the. I mean, I feel like they missed that opportunity.
No, I feel like with Kevin, I think he's somebody that's going to be like obviously always popular, but I think if he does decide to stay, and this is just it's a free idea right here, WWE, but I would like my credit. You ain't got to give me no money. You can just put my name on the end of the credits. All right. If Kevin does decide to stay with WWE, right, I could see him being kind of the one that lowers Cody to the dark side.
I'm with that.
I could see him because that would give him a purpose to be in this storyline as long as he has been in this storyline. Because I mean, there has to be a payoff for how long he has been in this storyline. Literally, like we said, since the damn pandemic, when he was getting chained, like handcuffed to shit by Roman and kicked in the head so he stay down. Like,
did he get hit by a golf cart too?
Yes.
Like, come on, man,
bro.
Now, I'm not saying that Kevin Owens' last few years have been just all bad. Don't get me wrong at all. Kevin Owens main event at WrestleMania with Sami Zayn and won the tag titles from the Usos. So he wasn't jobbing out the whole time to the Bloodline. That was a big moment for him. You know what I mean? And then main event in WrestleMania with Stone Cold.
Right.
He grown up one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. You main event in the biggest event of the year with Stone Cold.
Right.
That's dope as hell. So it hadn't been all bad, but at this point,
where's the future?
Right.
Like, what? Yeah.
Kevin Owens ain't no, no spring chicken. Let's be real. I think he's in his 40s, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
I would like to see him go to AEW and feud with some people over there. And the Young Bucks are like his best friends in wrestling, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Something like that. I believe so. I mean, I could see it. I mean, there'd be some great matchups for him over there. It's just that AEW also has the same problem of getting somebody and letting them fall through the cracks.
Okay.
All right. Look at that. The comments. Hey, look at that. You getting all the happy birthdays and shit.
For some reason, my privacy on my page was set to friends only. I didn't know, but now I can see it. So that's why I wasn't showing up. But what up, Nate? I appreciate the birthday love. Jeannie, what's going on? He said he want to see Kevin Owens and Braun Breaker. I would love that. I would be okay with face Kevin Owens taking on this current Braun Breaker, because this current Braun Breaker is a fucking menace. And
I'm telling you, look, that would be cool. But we know that's another example of, I think, Kevin putting somebody over, because he would have to put Braun over, right?
Kevin would have to put Braun over?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I think you are right about that.
Because that'd be great feud. I think it'd give him something to do. That would be a great feud and cool. But he would put Braun over in the end, right? And I'm thinking at this point in his career, he needs some legacy matches. Like, that's why I feel like they're doing. So a couple of guys who are going over to AEW are giving themselves like legacy matches. Like, all right, you love me for some of the like storylines and everything I had in WWE or wherever I'm coming from, right? But here you can get some of the like big ticket legacy matches. But at the same time, you can fall through the cracks of AEW too.
This is real.
You can just fall through those same exact cracks. Like the Keith Lee was over there.
Oh, that's a big old bag for right there. Bro.
You feel me? Like he was over there, and anybody tell me their favorite Keith Lee AEW match?
This is well, god dang, that sucks to even say that, because I can name like 3 NXT matches off the top of my head.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But Kevin Owens is a top guy. He should be a top guy in any company he goes to.
He should be.
There's no reason that he should not be in World Championship contention. Like,
exactly.
Not just with Cody giving him a shot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But what do you do? Do you move? Cody's your biggest face in the company. Roman is Roman Reigns. CM Punk is over there. Seth Rollins is getting thrown over at. I saw him getting thrown over the gate at. At the Colts game. I saw him get thrown over the gate. Right.
Yeah.
These are like big stars in wrestling. Some of them big stars outside of wrestling. Right.
Right.
Kevin Owens should also be in that conversation. But I, off the top of my head, just named 5 guys who would probably be above Kevin on the totem pole.
No, I agree with that. I get that. This everybody. Anytime I say something about Cody losing the title, that equates to me being a Cody hater. But just hear me out. He said,
All
"No
right.
Mercy was 3 years ago." Nelson, I get it. I forgot. I haven't. Nelson, relax. Mind your business. But okay, like I said, Bash Berlin, I think it was, we had Cody versus Kevin Owens for the title.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had Kevin Owens turn then and win the belt. Well, no. I'm sorry. Eventually, I would have Kevin Owens turn because you can see it's coming. But eventually, I have Kevin Owens turn and I have him have a match, and I would have Kevin Owens win the belt because that takes Cody away from that bloodline shit too.
I
don't need Cody Roman 3 anytime soon. Anytime soon. Don't run that into the ground yet. Because that's
I know we're gonna get into that cinematic angle that they had on SmackDown and everything. I know we're gonna get into it, but that shit was exactly what WWE should be doing. But we'll get back. We'll get back.
But
to that.
we need to get Cody away from the bloodline story. We need to get Kevin Owens away from the bloodline story. Mm-hmm. If you make Kevin Owens heel, give him that title, it brings that chase feel back. It makes fans, and once fans, every time Cody comes out, it's gonna make them want to see him get one up on Kevin Owens, and eventually, get the 3 count on him and get his belt back. That's where the money is at. Like Kevin Nash said, it's in the chase.
Do you think that Roman? But here's the problem I have with that. Do you think the bloodline story can be that separate from the world title picture?
It should be, because bloodline does not require any belts right now. When after Roman came back, the whole story, Cody shouldn't be involved. I'm okay with the tag match. I kind of saw it coming a mile away, but that's family business over there. Why is Kevin Owens in there? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they did. His family was in it too. Sammy was over there. Sammy was a oos. So
that's what I'm saying. You've got the tools to make it just a bloodline thing.
Yeah.
But they keep bringing Street Profits and everybody else into it. And I know you saw the SmackDown's going 3 hours starting January.
Yes, Lord, I did see that.
Because my thing about it is, and I mentioned this not too long ago to somebody, I feel like WWE wrote themselves into a corner with the bloodline because it's like the only memorable thing about SmackDown usually every week. So it's like, if Bloodline takes a week off, people probably might not care about that episode of SmackDown that week. They need to be focusing on a lot more than just the Bloodline. But since it's going 3 hours, they might as well dedicate a whole fucking hour of the show to Bloodline.
They can't have a weekly hour Bloodline.
They might as
That's
well.
Crazy.
But here's how I would do that too. I do like NWO taking over Nitro type shit. This is a Bloodline hour.
It's a Bloodline
hour. But nah, like that ass. Stop relying on the bloodline and that shit so much, and stop bringing so many people into that story just to see him lose. You know what I mean? It's overkill.
I mean, yeah, it's a. I mean, I don't. That's why I'm saying that's my whole point about them being separate from the world title picture. They're so big. There's so many of them. Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns, and he's back now. How is he separate from the world title picture ever?
And the thing about it is he can't be if they keep him around Cody. And I get how they, the whole, when Roman was doing that promo, this is my company. This is my, you know what I'm saying? It was. That was a dope-ass angle. And it was a dope build to one day we going to run that back, but not right now is what it should have been. But I enjoy it, but Roman is too big of a star to not be the belt, but he doesn't need it to get people to watch.
No, but he is going to always be around that picture because he is Roman Reigns. And the big issue I have is like, eventually he got to settle this bloodline shit.
Yes.
Like this story, the problem is, how long has this storyline been going on?
Bloodline officially started pandemic era, right?
Pandemic around yeah. I love a long-term story. But my favorite part about stories is when they end.
Now,
this does need to end eventually. I'm not saying that the end needs to be abrupt or anything like that, but it does need to have an end in mind that we're working towards.
Here's the thing about that. You remember like last year, or was it 2 years ago, when Paul Heyman was like, we're only in the third inning?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then right then I was like, I don't know, man. It might be time to wrap this shit up, B.
Mm-hmm.
Then they added a whole new element with The Rock.
They did.
A whole new element. And
Yeah.
then, okay, now we got a whole separate. So it's still going. And I see that, the branching off to different, this is basically his own eras of the bloodline.
Yeah.
But like you said, where does it stop? Where does it end? Do they
Right.
bring the women? They're going to start bringing Naomi and Nia in.
Right.
Is Zilla coming over? Where's Hikuleo?
I don't know about Zilla since he, but then he missed that GCW event.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened.
I don't know what would happen. They were
it.
not. They were pissed. From what I heard, they were kind of pissed off about that. But yeah, I mean, at a certain point, I'm not saying like, oh, they'll be like, oh, y'all say y'all want long-term stories, then y'all complain about the long-term story. No, I'm just saying the long-term story should be long-term for a reason to get to a satisfying ending. Not saying the ending has to come anytime soon, as long as the story has a reason to keep going. But it should work towards an ending.
Your Kyle was good, my boy.
I would hope, and I would think that with all of the great things they've done with the storyline so far, they have an actual ending in mind.
What would you see the ending of? Real quick, big shout to Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast to my man Kyle in the chat. What do you see as the logical ending of the bloodline? Like, how can it end at this point?
For a story, because I gotta look at them as characters. What is the end of Roman Reigns' character arc? Right? So at the beginning of the bloodline, Roman is this brute who has reached the summit of the WWE by beating I think that would be the end. But as far as a character arc, he was this brute who got to the top of the WWE by beating people up and realized that he didn't need the love of the fans, he didn't need the love of his family, he commanded respect from both, right? At the end of his character arc, it should be, I have gained the love and realized I don't need to beat respect into people. That would be a full-fledged character arc. He has gone on the hero's journey. He left, came back, and has overcome. I think the best way to do that might be beating The Rock.
We don't have that much time left with Roman in the E, do we?
Mm-mm.
I
don't think so.
How I would book the end of it?
How would you do it?
I'd do a Rock versus Roman careers on the line match and put Rock over.
You would let Rock in Roman?
I would.
Huh.
I would. I really would.
Huh.
Personally. It's weird, it's crazy, but that's what I would do. If Roman's like really leaving, taking a real break from it, because The Rock is obviously still going to be popping up. He, don't he co-own TKO or some shit?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I mean, I could. What do you say?
Cal says Zilla's a dog. I think it's a matter of time till he shows up, but definitely marches to the beat of his own drum. Not ruling out the war games between the bloodline. Also, don't forget about Hikuleo. Facts, but where is he at? They said he signed early this summer or something.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I don't know. The thing is, we have all of these people who are joining, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually, the bloodline will explode into it has to be an all-out war, right? Mm-hmm. I can imagine a whole episode of SmackDown's being taken over where these dudes just have to beat the hell.
A bloodline Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they just beat. Right.
It's just them
throwing
each other out.
But for the end, the bloodline story, we call it the bloodline story, but really this is the story of Roman Reigns, right? He's the main character in the bloodline story.
Is he though, or is Paul Heyman?
I still think it's Roman.
Okay.
Because as much as Paul is important, I would say Paul is like a he has to be viewed as a part of it, as a big part of it. Mm-hmm. But if you look at how everything revolves, it revolves around Roman.
It does. But I mean, I'd be honest with you, because as we were talking about that cinematic segment from SmackDown too, mm-hmm. Paul Heyman's idea.
Yeah, no.
He's the maestro. I could see it being he's masterminding shit all along type shit with him. Yeah. And I'd be perfectly fine with that.
I could see it. I still don't know if that would make him the main character because I don't know what Paul Heyman's arc would be. Like just looking from this from purely as like a story. Like I don't what is Paul Heyman's like? Paul Heyman learned and did what other than puppeteering?
Oh, let me book that for you real quick.
Yeah, go
ahead. Paul now resents Roman for not protecting him from the new bloodline. Where were you? I was by your side through it all. Where were you?
Yeah.
You were gone for X amount of time. You saw what was going on. Where were you?
Mm-hmm.
And him siding with The Rock.
Yeah. And even in that scenario, that would still be his connection to Roman, which would make Roman still the main piece in that story. Now, I love that story because he has a point. Like, you didn't come.
This man was chilling on an island in a fucking
right.
rejuvenation chamber. Paul,
right.
His beard is growing out. That man was stressed, bro.
Right. He was stressed, getting thrown through tables.
Paul was stressed out. Roman won't know where to be. Won't picking up his phone. Nothing. That's
a good. That would be a good point for what Paul could come back and do. It's just I think when it comes to this.
WWE be watching this because a lot of the stuff we talk about
be happening on
TV.
Be happening.
Give me my writer's credit for that.
Just one writer's credit.
That is fire right there. That's money.
Look, the bloodline is a huge overlapping story. It's been a long time since WWE has tried something this ambitious, and I do applaud them for this story. But as far as an ending, however this ends, we all know the ending to the bloodline story. It will be Roman in a ring by himself being cheered by the crowd.
Oh yeah.
That will be whether he loses to The Rock, whether Cody does whatever else happened, it will be Roman in the ring by himself or with his family or like finally gain it. But at some point in time, it will be Roman in a ring by himself and the crowd is showering him with love and appreciation. And we might not see him for a very long time. That will be. But how we get there, that's all on them. Yeet.
Big shot, my man Willie coming here yeeting out the gate.
That man also got what's it called? Instagram fingers. I'll see him up there with Rhea.
But not so we got in this whole bloodline conversation for talking about Kevin Owens and whatnot. In the chat too, let us know. Would y'all want to see Kevin Owens leave WWE and go to AEW, or would y'all rather him resign?
Yeah,
because I would absolutely love some Kevin Owens versus Will Ospreay, Kevin Owens and Kenny Omega, Kevin Owens and man, it's just so many people, many people. We'll get Kevin Owens and Adam Cole over there eventually, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
some great matches. There's some great matches for him over there.
But going for the trios championships with the Bucks.
Maybe Kevin becomes the bridge. And eventually we get Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns, like I've always wanted.
That would be crazy. Jeannie says he'd rather Kevin Owens go to AEW.
Yeah.
I think that's the move, man. Because, I mean, I don't want to see him doing the same shit he's been doing the last 4 years right now. And the freedom he'd have on a microphone in AEW too, bro.
Be great.
Oh my god.
Be great.
Oh my god.
But you know what the thing is? This is the other awful part about that. That leaves a big hole in WWE's roster.
Does it? Because
I think so.
WWE's roster is insane, bro.
It is. But I don't think how many Kevin Owens are there on that roster?
But I mean, anybody can be this Kevin Owens because I
don't think anybody could remain as popular as Kevin Owens is right now and be having to do the things Kevin Owens had to do for 2 years.
I think somebody like Jimmy Uso could even come back and do what Kevin Owens.
Jimmy would be a interesting substitute.
He needs a good solo run himself anyway.
Maybe, but I mean, that is maybe. I do think it's a hole, though. I do think it's a spot that needs to be filled.
Yeah.
They don't have enough. They got rid of Miro. Yeah.
I mean,
Miro. They wasn't trying
Miro,
to do shit.
Wasn't Miro? Because I wanted to talk about it too a little bit. He asked for his release officially.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they didn't have enough room for him. Wasn't a situation where he just kept telling booking like, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just stay home." Wasn't that the case?
I don't know if that was the case. Is that 13 matches in 2 years?
That is crazy. That's Brock Lesnar numbers right there.
13 matches in 2 years is crazy.
Oh my god.
That man had 13 more matches than me in 2 years.
But and that's another thing. Same situation with Keith Lee. Another star. He was a star, in my opinion. Rusev got himself so over in WWE. Rusev Day was at the height, bro, the pinnacle.
And they was giving him bullshit to do, bro. He was getting cut. He was getting cut, literally. They had my nigga getting cut on TV, bro. Man.
They fucked him up when he was in WWE, but he went to AEW, and I was hoping I like the Redeemer character. I liked it. I liked it, but then it's like, where the fuck did he go?
That is a hard. I know WWE got like the hard cap where you can like you see who's at the top. You see the CM Punks, you see the Roman Reigns and everything like that. AEW is a hard upper tier to break into, man.
It shouldn't be though. They got so many different programs where you can stretch that shit out.
They
might as well be able to split the rosters at this point.
I agree, but the thing is, it as it currently is constructed, it is. Because it took Swerve to really get over to get into that conversation, and he had to have a hell of a match with Hangman to really get over.
Kyle said, "What about Wardlow? That's somebody else. Was he homegrown AEW?
I believe so. He was like he came in that first crop, I believe.
I would expect him to get a lot more respect than he does. Because he's a star.
I thought after that MJF moment, he was gonna be
right. When he did not become a champion after that, it's like, bro, what are y'all doing?
Right.
Like he had the momentum. You know what I'm saying? And look at Ethan Page right now, thriving in NXT. That I can see Wardlow thriving on the main roster in WWE. Imagine Wardlow in a situation like this Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman thing, just out there being a monster with another big guy. Super power. That sounded crazy. Oh my god, that sounded crazy.
Whoa.
Nasty work.
What y'all think about Woods? Team up with some old friends?
I think he's talking about I think he's talking about Motor City Machine Guns because wasn't he teaming with them in
Yeah, I think he was.
But I don't want to see him if Woods and his New Days thing splitting up. I don't want to see Woods go to another team. I'd rather see him get this fire solo run going, win him some gold, and build himself up the same way Kofi had. I mean, yeah, the same way Kofi had a title run, same way Big E had a title run. I would love to see X get his moment.
Yeah.
Even if it's a transitional situation only for a couple months or something, I'm fine with it. But X deserves it, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
he can put on a match too. It ain't like a here. It ain't just like a here nigga. Damn, he can put on a match.
And the funny thing is, I was actually thinking about this the other day too when I was talking about Kevin Owens and his matchups in AEW. X would have some dope matchups in AEW too.
Yeah, he would.
Not to mention his rivalry with Kenny Omega already. There's a story there in the Bucks and all that. You know,
it just what I don't need is what I call the generic rock theme run. Because whenever somebody break up from a tag team, they give them the generic rock theme and they give them some new tights and they run out there and I don't need that. I don't want that run from Woods.
That's facts. Yeah. And he had momentum. Like, boy won King of the Ring. Like,
right.
Come on.
For what?
What did it mean? And you just got your crown stumped out by Roman. Like, crazy work, bro.
Yeah. But I think he's talking about Motor City, but shout out Motor City.
Oh yeah. That's something I did kind of want to touch on too, is the tag team division in WWE right now. They had me so hyped up about a month or two ago when DIY had the tag titles and they had the night they won the tag titles. It was the main event of SmackDown one night. They had a huge tag team wrestling montage at the beginning. I was like, yo, they're putting emphasis on tag team wrestling again. Big Cap. They pump fake the hell out of us, bro.
Sorry, stupid.
Judgment Day has defended those tag titles twice since they won them.
Yes, but also I kind of wish they didn't have those titles on them because I've loved the Judgment Day story, like them imploding and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how you defend your tag titles in the middle of an implosion.
Right. Like, it makes no sense. Anybody, they could have had any other, like they could have had a real tag team.
Right.
Not saying the Judgment Day aren't a real tag team, but they could have had another tag team that aren't doing anything else beat Truth and Miz for them. They didn't need the Judgment Day to have those titles.
No.
Their story is good enough where they don't need them.
Yeah. And they could have lost them during the implosion.
Right. But the thing about it now is if they lose them, they look weak in the middle of their implosion.
Right.
Unless Damian cost them the tag titles or something like that.
Something like that.
Be a good story. You know what I mean? Kyle said, I was hearing they defended them all overseas tour. They didn't acknowledge it on Raw. Oh, if we ain't see it on TV, it ain't count.
Well, that shit don't count.
Oh, God.
Shit don't count. Defend them overseas. Boy.
But they say the Lucha Brothers are coming over. They say they're going straight to the main roster whenever they come there. First and foremost, do not put them dudes in the LWO.
You know they're going straight to the LWO.
Don't put them in the LWO.
They putting them straight in the LWO.
God, please don't.
They over there. I don't know what the LWO. They just throwing people into.
And that's something else too. The LWO tag team, Cruz and Del Toro, great tag matches.
Mm-hmm.
Great tag matches. Why are they not in tag title contention more often? You know what I mean? Why we have people like Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin getting tag team title opportunities and being thrown in a tag team? For what?
Right.
Like, if they're going to put an emphasis on tag team wrestling again, they got to put an emphasis on actual tag teams.
Right.
Stop throwing people together. You got a deep enough tag team roster to make that shit work.
I don't quite understand it because of like what, like you have a tag division. What is this?
Bullshit on the non-televised title matches.
I don't give a fuck about Hulk Hogan. I don't give a fuck what they do with Hulk Hogan's numbers. Otherwise, what's the point? It's wrestling.
To entertain the local audience. Yeah, it's all
wrestling. Wrestling don't. There's no point. This is wrestling. But yeah, you have it. The problem is now is that I can't even get mad at them for not having a tag division. They have a tag division. They have tag team talent.
Fire tag team talent.
Great. Where? Why is there not like those titles should mean something looking at the talent that you have. This isn't 2007 where y'all are like, we just gonna have anybody up there defending these tag titles and doing anything. Y'all have a tag division, a serious tag division. Roster. Those titles should be some of the most prestigious tag titles in the world.
I agree.
And yet I don't get it. They don't mean anything.
So
again,
with the Lucha Brothers coming into the fold, who do you see them feuding with? Who do you see them? What's going on with them when they come in? Are they going straight for the tag titles? They going straight for Judgment Day? Or
they going straight to the LWO, brother? I don't know what to tell you. They putting the niggas in there.
Don't you wish that?
This is what they do. This is what they do, bro.
Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
This is what they do. Look, they would
do it, man.
Yeah. They would bring back Keith Lee and bring back the Pride and put him in it. That's what they do. They be like, I'm a group y'all together. They putting them straight in the LWO.
And so, what do you feel about the Luchas going to the main roster and Motor City Machine Guns going to NXT?
I think that's a good move. I do think that's a good move. Yes, Motor City in NXT is like, I do think if you're going to build a tag division, Motor City Machine Guns are Motor City Machine Guns anywhere. Them with that NXT tag team roster, giving pointers or tips or being giving good matches to young tag teams, perfect. That's exactly what they should be doing.
Because I want to see, I do want to see Fraxiom versus Motor City Machine Guns, and I think that's what we're gonna get at one of the either Chicago or St. Louis NXT shows. But what goes on after that? I don't care to see Motor City Machine Guns versus Chase U or the family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why you don't care to see them is because what matches of them do you remember? Like how much of that tag team division is like memorable?
Right, and so
But
exactly.
I think giving Motor City that chance to be like, hey, we're going to give these guys a little bit of a platform to they're wrestling the Motor City Machine Guns.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw them wrestle at DPW, that's the sharpest I've ever seen any tag team work together ever. I've never seen a tag
They were
team.
legendary in TNA.
Bro, yes,
legendary,
and their moves are so precise.
They were the reason.
That
AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, MCMG. Mm-hmm. The reason I watched TNA back in the day, bro.
Yeah. And it shot Christopher Daniels too, because he was that tag team with him. AJ Styles. Yeah, Fallen Angel was such a fucking great gimmick. But their work, I could see how their work and being a mere presence in the locker room would be helpful to every tag team there. But realistically,
wouldn't that be for the Luchas too, though?
The Luchas don't.
They wrestled all around the world, won titles everywhere.
Yeah, great tag team. They don't have, I don't think, the name presence that Motor City Machine Guns does. I don't think that's any shade to Lucha Bros.
I get what you're
at
saying.
all.
I get what
but
you're saying.
The Motor City Machine Guns, I think it would do more good for the Lucha Bros to be on the main roster and be given the platform they deserve. Mm-hmm. And Motor City Machine Gun could go anywhere and still have that platform.
To be honest, I would like to see if they're going to go to NXT. I would love to see them wrestle on the main roster too.
A little bit, yeah. Of course, there's some matchups I'd love.
DIY, come on, man, that's fire right there. The Judgment Day Motor City Machine Guns, fire. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so many different fire matchups that you're gonna get, even with from the Lucha Bros. Either one of these tag teams brings that tag team division up here. But what are they going to do with it?
They have. Like, I mean, that's on them. That's on that. At a certain point, it's on booking. Because if you have it, at a certain point they got to ask them to use it. They have to do something with it. One thing I do think about in regards to Motor City going down there to NXT needs a bit of a shot in the arm in that tag team division. And I don't know. I just feel legitimately feel like having the Motor City Machine Guns around will never be a bad thing for young tag teams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. They're gonna, and again, they're an asset to any company. Same with the Luchas, as a matter of fact. But pushing forward a little bit, another tag team we almost had, Mercedes Moné and Megan Thee Stallion.
Well, before we get to that, one thing, I am forever upset that we're not going to get New Day versus Motor City Machine Guns.
That's a good point.
This is going to forever be a tragedy in tag team wrestling that didn't happen.
Maybe let that before the breakup. Let's get
just one. Just come on.
Have one match, the New Day wins it. They feel like they're getting back on track. Next match, Motor City wins it, and that's what sets for the breakup or some shit. But I do need that match.
I need that.
Please make that.
Let Big E come to ringside or something just to restore the feeling. I need it. Please
do that whole intro. Restore the feeling.
Oh, I need it. Just please. All right. Please, I need that in my veins. All right.
But the situation with Megan Thee Stallion and Mercedes Moné, AEW, WWE, they saying WWE stole Megan Thee Stallion from AEW, basically. Do you think that's the case?
Probably. That's fire.
But
she ain't signed nowhere. She could go there too, can't she?
That's what I'm saying. I don't see why not.
But damn WWE talent, you know?
Right. But okay, so the story is Mercedes is saying that she was supposed to be doing an angle or something with Megan in AEW. Mm-hmm. And when she talked about it online, she's saying WWE saw it and was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and sign her to a contract before. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. Megan Thee Stallion is like, as far as crossover hip hop artists, females, she's the V1. Is her, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj.
I would put Glorilla before Nicki, honestly, right now, but I understand.
But, SmackDown is on Fridays. What if it was TGIF?
That's what I'm saying. That's how I know. This is what I'm saying. That's why I know they stole it. Because if you were not trying to steal it, you would have to go get Glow. You would have to go get Glow.
It's 8 p.m. Friday.
Let her remix it. That's hard. Exactly. That'd be hard. But
yo, that's a missed opportunity. Yeah,
yeah,
get rid of that Meg joint. Bring Glorilla in
bring
here.
Glow in. Yes, sir. Please bring
Yes,
Glow
I'm
in.
here for that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it was. I really don't feel like it was WWE saying with it because this happened. What 2 weeks later when they did the season premiere.
Mm-hmm.
You think they signed Megan a contract for her theme song within that 2 weeks? Came up with edited out the intro video, the packages.
Yeah, I think they could do
You
it.
think they did that? I mean, I know it's possible, but do you think they would really put like we got to do this now? You think that was a situation?
No, I don't think it. I don't think it was like we saw this, we about to do it. I think it was that they saw the tweet and they were like, "That's a good idea."
Think about it though. Meg has history with WWE.
She does.
She
She does.
appeared on WWE TV before. She was at Rolling Loud with Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
She did something with she was supposed to have something with Sasha Banks in WWE at SummerSlam one year, but it fell through.
Yeah, and that's why I think they. That's why I'm saying it couldn't have been that hard for them to get it together in 2 weeks. They have history with her. They obviously know her people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's.
No, I think it was a little shot
about her. Let me go ahead and snatch.
No, I don't think they forgot.
Think so.
I think it was a little shot. I don't think it was like sometimes you see what the competition is doing, even though this whatever business competition AEW and WWE has nothing to do with the fans or anything like that. Everything that has nothing to do with us. But I think they saw it and they were like, hey.
But at the same time, why be mad at WWE? Megan Thee Stallion the one to sign that contract or did whatever. Like,
it's like that decision. There's no reason. I don't think there's reason to be mad. I think it's just you see it and you go, it was a good idea. I think that sometimes you just gotta go. Yeah, it was a good idea. They got to it first. That's cool. Glorilla is still available if y'all want to.
It's 8 p.m. Friday.
Come on, go get Glow. Her album coming out in October. Go get Glow.
You gonna see Roman Reigns and probably Cody.
she might kill that shit. Real American Nightmare.
That would be hard. Yeah. Man. Imagine Glorilla performing at WrestleMania.
That should be so hard. I love Glorilla so much, yo. That'd be hard.
We got 2 topics left before we get out of here. We are doing top 5 talk today. Top 5 WrestleManias of all time. Start thinking about it. Get them wheels turning because that's what we're closing the show out with. Top 5 talk. Your top 5 WrestleManias of all time. But real quick, we got to talk about this Vince McMahon documentary. It premieres Wednesday on Netflix. It's a limited series, few episodes. I'll be watching every single one of them on day one. I'm setting my alarm for 3 a.m. when the shit goes live, and I will be watching it. I might even stream live while I'm watching it because I am invested in this story. At first, they were like, it shows this man in a good light. They were like, it doesn't make him look bad, but it doesn't make him look like a superhero either. But now everybody's saying it is a hit.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you tell Vince McMahon's story without it coming across like a hit piece. I don't know how you realistically look at Vince McMahon's story and lay out, like, not even like from a bias standpoint, right? Lay out the facts of Vince McMahon's story, and it doesn't be bad for him. Like, I don't know.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm low key. I'm like this scared to watch it because it's gonna fuck up my whole childhood. It's gonna fuck up my childhood. The same way with this Diddy shit is fucking up like my whole 90s and early 2000s music vibes. My playlist, like I got to delete half my playlist now.
Yep, you know what?
He was diddling.
Yeah, because it's like it's not even out of like obligation. It's like it don't hit the same no more because it's always what you were doing always is going to come up
right
in your mind. It's what you was doing is always going to, and you can't get into talk about. It's like going back and watching old wrestling, right, or older wrestling. Vince McMahon having Trish Stratus bark like a dog was already wild, not something I already wanted to see, and then you was already backstage acting the exact same way. So. Yeah, it makes bad things worse.
It's I'm like I said, I'm just very nervous about what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna. I think I do think there will be a couple of from how people are talking about. I think there's going to be a couple of new revealed bombshells in there about some of his less explored behavior. Let's say less explored behavior.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, I think there'll be some bombshells in there for people. So how about when Vince said the
Say what?
Look at the comment.
Oh Lord, let me get back.
Oh my God.
I thought when Vince said the N-word, what's up, my nigga?
He called John Cena a nigga, dog.
That was insane.
He called John Cena a nigga, dog.
That man, Vince
Keep it up.
is sick, bro.
What goes through your head? This wasn't even rapping John Cena no more.
Nah,
this is just hustle.
Military, hustle, loyalty, respect.
I was in the Marines, John Cena.
But the one question we all have, I think, right now is, was Vince at those Diddy parties?
Probably.
Was Vince at those Diddy parties? They look happy, man. He looked like he just got Vince like he just got the invite.
Probably. You know, somebody, Sean C was making a pretty good point about the Diddy parties. That, like, you know, over time is when they start introducing you to the real fucked up shit they doing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they don't just bring you into the first party and then show you like the stuff. They gotta make sure you. That's how these type of things happen. Cool first. I feel like off rip they were like, Vince nasty ass would 1000%.
It is like, I know my own.
Yes, exactly. He saw.
I know one of mine. When
nigga looked across the field and was like, "I know another predator when I see one." What exactly? Them sick. I don't know, bro.
His head poking up like that Kobe meme. Just looking over the crowd.
Should have been at least 25 years for taking that picture alone. I'm not gonna hold.
Oh man, there's a lot of criminal activity in that.
A lot of sickness, bro. That is at least 300 years in prison between the two of them. I'm not gonna hold you. They corpses should be in jail.
I'm scared of this documentary, but matter of fact, I don't know if I mentioned this in a group chat or not, but there is that documentary coming out Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch it all day one, and I'm gonna shoot a video kind of recapping it, talking about the craziest moments that I thought were in it. So if you want to watch it and pull up, do it.
Bet.
But definitely gonna be dropping that on YouTube right after we recap it and whatnot. So make sure you tune in, stay tuned for that and all that. Last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is this 2024 Bad Blood card.
Mm-hmm.
How you liking the card so far?
I'm not too upset at it. Matter of fact, I kind of like the. I don't often say it's about wrestling shows. Mm-hmm. I see the vibe they're going for.
I like it.
I see what they're going for. I feel like this is I'm not saying it's going to be my favorite card ever or anything like that, or it's going to be even in my but I see a vision. I'll say that.
I'm gonna be real. This is going to be my favorite card ever, just for the simple fact this is my first WWE.
Well, there is that. That might be a little biased. So
that's fire.
That is fire, though. Let's give it up. Give it up. Give it up
for those that don't know, in the chat and whatnot, I'm going down to Atlanta to Bad. Did we freeze? Okay.
No,
going down to Atlanta for Bad Blood the first weekend of October. I was just gonna buy a ticket and go. You know what I'm saying? But they hit me up. I got the media pass, so hopefully I think I get to go to the press box, the press conference, and all that good stuff. So make sure y'all watch the press conference because y'all might hear me up there asking questions on behalf of 3NT and Dirt Sheet Radio.
Yeah.
Also breaking news. I talked to TNA earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing some interviews with some TNA superstars talking about their Impact tapings coming up in South Carolina next weekend. And they're going to be in Fayetteville November 8th and 9th at the Crown Coliseum. And then they're going to be in Winston-Salem WrestleCade weekend, November 29th. And pretty sure we're going to be in the building. And we're going to be having some dope interviews, some TNA superstars. Try to get the Hardy Boys since they're from North Carolina.
Yes.
I'm going to try to get AJ Francis, of course, just because he's hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
He's hip-hop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But we got a lot of dope stuff coming up. Keep rocking with us. That was some exclusive news for y'all right there. But back to this Bad Blood card.
I'm excited for that Punk match, though.
That Hell in a Cell match. I feel like this is gonna be that promo Punk cut on Raw. His whole tone changed.
Yeah,
Like it's just hatred coming out of his voice. That sold the hell out of that match for me.
it did. I think this was the perfect time to bring back Bad Blood too, because I feel like a lot of these feuds that are going on in WWE are like blood feuds. Like I think like people really want to. It really like it restored the feeling. People feel like they want to hurt each other.
The only match right now that isn't looking like a blood feud match to me is the women's championship match, Nia Jax versus Bayley or Naomi, whoever wins that match on SmackDown on Friday. That's the only match that doesn't feel like a blood feud. But
let me address Nia Jax real quick before we get on to the blood feud thing.
You said let you undress?
I said address. Okay, but it is about the other. It is about undressing. Nia, I did see you on Twitter this weekend. If you do see this, hi. I saw you on Twitter this weekend. Everybody was talking about wrestling. Everybody was talking about a actual serious moment when you were selling the hell out of a move, right? She was selling the hell out of Shayna Baszler stomping on her arm.
I know exactly what
you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? She goes, "Yep, I'm a screamer."
Yep, I think that. I jumped right in them comments.
I said, "Now I'm asking on a live platform, what do you mean by that?"
So what do you mean by that?
Would you like to
screamer
further elaborate on that, man?
Please, you're more than welcome to come to the show anytime.
You can pull up to 3T Wrestling and elaborate.
3:00 in the morning. I'm ready to
We have an emergency pod.
Emergency pod. We live.
All right. But I just want to address that real quick. I saw that. I peeped it. I didn't comment on it because I was like, what? I don't know what time of night I saw it, but I was like, everything I say will 100% be sentenciable. So let me not, right? But Nia, I was just curious about that. That's all. What did you mean by that?
So the like I said, that's on the Bad Blood card. Nia Jax, that's the only match that feel like a blood feud to me.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, Damian Priest, they hate each other.
Them niggas hate each other. Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, Liv,
hate each other.
Cody Rhodes, Roman versus the Bloodline.
Some hatred there. Some hatred.
There's some hatred there, but the dynamic is what makes that interesting.
Yeah.
And even main eventing over that again, the blood feud of blood feuds in WWE. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
Now, don't forget they are talking about adding in Jay and Braun is on Raw, or is they already adding that to the pay-per-view? No, they're supposed to be adding Sammy and Gunther.
Yeah.
It might be getting added to this.
Yeah.
And if that goes, I'm here for that.
Yeah, that sounds like
come on. Again, another.
We doing a watch party for this one? Not a live one, but we doing a watch along.
I'm gonna be in Atlanta, but if y'all can,
that's right.
We can set up and do it.
We gonna watch it at home.
Y'all are.
That's right.
But y'all are more than welcome. Okay, so the Jay and Braun match is on Raw. That's a pay-per-view caliber match.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like that should have made the pay-per-view.
But I think that's a good one to give away on Raw. Honestly,
a very good one. Honestly, another match that should be on Bad Blood. Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed.
Yes.
Because that feud, that little fucking 4-minute segment on Raw the other night,
it was
like some of the best shit on TV.
Yeah.
In TV history.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
It was cooking.
Like, that was insane. They destroyed everything in their path. That was like some great booking right there. That's how you book a big man fight.
Yeah.
Right there. They didn't even start the match with the turnbuckle fucking broke. Like, come on.
That's wrestling. That's wrestling right there.
That was insane television right there. But yeah, if I could get another match added to it, honestly, I'd probably get the Braun and Bronson over even Gunther and Sammy.
Really? Yeah.
I really would. Because that's bad blood. Like, they've been trying to kill each other these last couple of weeks. Every time out, they've done something spectacular. This is like a revitalization of Braun Strowman's career.
Not wrong.
Insane, bro. Insane. But I think maybe next weekend we'll do a Bad Blood prediction show and we'll talk about actual, who do we think is going to win what, so on and so forth and all that.
We could do that right before you leaving. You driving up on Sunday or Saturday?
I'm flying out next Friday.
Bet.
Not next Friday. Friday after next, October 4th.
Okay, so we could do next week. We can do a prediction show.
Big facts. Big
Bet.
facts. Big
Okay.
facts. All right. So we got to close this thing on out. But y'all know we got to go. We got some mother
Top
five talk. We're gonna talk top 5 WrestleManias of all time.
Yes, sir.
What are your top 5 WrestleManias of all time? You want to go first? Want me to go first?
I'm putting one on my. I'm trying to decide on one more on my list. So if you got yours already, you can go ahead.
All right. This ain't no particular order.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
I would say WrestleMania 14. That's probably gonna be my number 1. To be completely honest with you.
Okay.
WrestleMania 14, the Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson, that main event.
Yeah.
Amazing. Undertaker beat Kane. Cactus Jack Chainsaw Charlie versus New Age Outlaws. That dumpster match.
Mm-hmm.
Fire. That was my joint. The Rock versus Ken Shamrock Intercontinental Championship match. Triple H versus Owen Hart for European Championship. Taka Michinoku won the light heavyweight championship at a WrestleMania.
Right. Damn. That okay. 14 has some shit.
That main event though, that Stone Cold with Shawn Michaels with the with Mike Tyson, that was legendary. That was one of my favorite main events, main events of WrestleMania by any means. Next one, I'm gonna say WrestleMania 31.
Valid, very valid.
31 was fire. Seth Rollins coming in and stealing the championship from that Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar main event. That's top 5 WrestleMania moments for me right there.
Yeah.
Too.
The way he ran down to that damn ring was so iconic.
Boy,
so
he
iconic.
was out of there.
Right.
Another top 5 WrestleMania moment was from that same WrestleMania for me. That RKO. Randy Orton hit Seth Rollins with.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Plus that ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Daniel Bryan, Luke Harper, Stardust. Dolph Ziggler,
that's
R-Truth and Dean Ambrose. Daniel Bryan won that joint. I did not care for that Triple H Sting match a whole lot.
No, that was no.
It was a moment, or a good WrestleMania moment, having the NWO and DX out there together, but they all look like old, and it's like not what we remember. You know what I mean? No disrespect. I was no disrespect, nothing like that.
I've always said I don't know anybody who was desperate to see Triple H versus Sting. It was always Undertaker versus Sting that everybody wanted to see.
Exactly, and then on top of that, well, we had Undertaker Bray Wyatt that WrestleMania. Definitely should have been Undertaker Sting.
Yeah,
definitely should have been Undertaker Sting.
Yeah.
But on top of that, Triple H winning was trash.
Right.
Like, come on, don't be that selfish, bro.
You can talk to him about it in Atlanta. Like,
Triple H, why?
Why did you go over?
What was your thought process there? Was this just Vince McMahon saying "fuck you" to WCW one more time?
We never getting invited back.
Right.
Anywhere.
Banned from events. I can't even attend no more. Number 3 on my list, WrestleMania 20, Madison Square Garden.
Valid.
Seeing Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero leave with them championships, bro. Legendary to me.
Yeah.
Legendary. And the matches were actually good. Obviously, one of the worst moments of that event, Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Like,
yeah.
That was just god awful.
I mean,
god awful.
Yeah. What do you even say about that one? I mean, what a waste.
They were both on their way out as
and they didn't care. Neither of them cared.
Right. Like, why even I would have put I would have had the shittiest match anyway. Like, fuck y'all, I'm leaving.
Fuck you,
anyway.
I don't care.
Fuck the crowd, fuck Vince, fuck all that shit.
That's basically what they said anyway. So yeah, that
pretty
was
much.
Yeah.
Next on my list, WrestleMania 21, Hollywood.
Yeah,
First time in Hollywood. That Batista winning versus Triple H and John Cena beating Bradshaw.
Yeah,
that was the WrestleMania.
The new era.
Exactly.
New
a new era and whatnot. And I enjoyed that. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels was a dope match. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. The promos and everything leading up to that match were dope. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie. Money in the Bank, where Edge won. Shelton Benjamin, of course, doing crazy shit in that match.
Yeah,
that was a great pay per view. And for my last one, that's kind of tough. You know what? I think I will go WrestleMania 30.
30?
I will put WrestleMania 30 in there. The whole culmination of the Yes movement.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan looked like the bit. I think that was the WrestleMania that made Daniel Bryan like who
the star. Yeah, the star. Mm-hmm.
He beat Triple H to open the pay-per-view, then goes on to main event WrestleMania and win the championship after all the shit they put in his way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Plus, Brock Lesnar beating The Undertaker, ending the streak.
What a moment. That will never, I don't think there'll ever be a more shocking moment in wrestling.
The biggest WrestleMania moment in history.
Yeah.
That was just...
Like one of those, do you remember where you were when that happened things? Like, I think that's what it was, yeah.
The one guy in his face with his jaw dropped.
Right. That's the whole thing. That encapsulates all of it.
Right. But yeah, those are my 5 WrestleManias. Real quick, Jeannie dropped hers in the comments. She said 14, 31, 10, 39, and 21.
21, valid.
30, you know what? 39 was almost in my list because 39 was an incredible WrestleMania.
Yeah.
My only issue is those 2 nights, you kind of forget a lot of major stuff in them. It goes on way too long, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I get you want to fit everybody in the show, you know,
and bigger roster, more, a lot more. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I get it, 110%. But what you got, Vaughn?
All right, so I'm gonna start off with this one Mania that I honestly don't think is one of the best Manias of all time, but it does have one of my favorite matches of all time from my favorite wrestler of all time, and that's Mania 29, because of Punk Taker. I think the entire story behind Punk Taker of like how dissatisfied Punk was at the time, and to go on and put on that fucking match, like I don't want to be like over, but I think that was like Punk Taker's like last really great match at Mania.
I agree.
Like, and if you, I went back and watched it recently because I think WWE put it online for free on their YouTube channel or something. I was like, damn, I haven't seen either of them really wrestle at that level. I don't want to say ever, but that's some of their best wrestling. That's some of their best wrestling from 2 of the best wrestlers. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, but the whole event as a whole, kind of dog shit, right? They ran back, but that was just such a match for me that it made up for a lot of dumb shit, like the twice in a lifetime shit. I'm pretty sure twice in a lifetime.
Now, I did like the twice in a lifetime in the sense that they built it, like they announced the match a year.
That's confident.
They need more of that. I would have loved the night after WrestleMania for The Rock to challenge Roman right then for WrestleMania.
For WrestleMania the next year?
Go ahead and build it for an entire year.
Yeah, there's not as much. You know what what you have to get to, what end destination you have to get to. Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff on the card that was okay. You know, Del Rio and Swagger and some other dumb shit, but it was mainly just that Punk Taker match that made up for hours of other shit for me. Right. Honestly. Number 2, again, this is in no specific order. I'm going to go with my first Mania that I ever saw that I could watch was 21. Okay. I couldn't buy it, but I got the DVD for my birthday. I could not watch it live, so I had to wait. My birthday's in September. It happened in April. I had to wait months to get the DVD for my birthday. I couldn't watch it live, but yeah. And tied with that is the first Mania that I actually got to buy and watch was 23. Okay. Was Michaels and Cena, and Cena driving that fucking car through the challenge. I believe it was a Dodge Challenger through the WrestleMania 23 set, crashing it and getting out his music start. That shit, I was like, bro.
That was in Detroit.
Yeah, I was like, this shit is incredible. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I would do without wrestling. Inject it into my veins. That shit right there. That fueled my love for wrestling for years to come.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that pay-per-view because I'm looking at the card for that now. And the opening match was Ric Flair and Carlito versus Hurricane Helms and Chavo Guerrero in a lumberjack match.
Yes, insane. Look,
what?
Go back and watch some of the like mid-20, like early 20 WrestleManias. Ooh. There's insane shit on those cards. Hold up, let me go to the actual card. The card is kind of crazy.
Great Khali versus Kane.
Yes. There was so much bullshit on these cards. Yeah. I don't care about all that. What's the
You know what?
results?
I do remember the ECW originals versus the New Breed that pay-per-view, and that let me down so bad because I expected it to be a real hardcore match for one, and for two, Marcus Corvin or Monty Brown. I needed to see at least 12 pounces that match.
Right, and we did not get that.
Not a single one.
No. We got the Money in the Bank ladder match was also really good this year with Mr. Kennedy, which was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy's moment. Yeah, right. One of Batista's best matches that I think is underrated is his match with the Undertaker on this card too. He put a lot into this damn match. It wasn't just people don't often give Batista the credit he deserves as a wrestler. But he was putting on in this match. Please go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure he did a fucking old school in this match.
Oh god!
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that.
Flair, Carlito, Hurricane Helms,
that's an instant classic, really. This also had a future president of the United States, Donald Trump, on it. That was on this card too. This was such a card.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So, but those were my first two experiences with WrestleMania. So they're both on the list. Also agreeing with you for this next one, WrestleMania 30.
30? Yeah.
WrestleMania 30 like rejuvenized all of my love for wrestling. Because it had been like so like the Yes movement was such a thing like but I was like a jaded ex. I was like, bro, I know they're gonna fuck it up somehow eventually. Like at Mania, he gonna get buried, he gonna have to lose. H gonna hold a shovel over his head or some shit like that. But no, when they actually pulled the trigger and let Daniel Bryan become everything Daniel Bryan has become since then, it's just been it was a great moment.
Right. Now I will say one thing too about WrestleMania 30. I didn't like the way John Cena buried Bray Wyatt. Well, he didn't necessarily bury him, but Bray Wyatt was undefeated at WrestleMania, and that could have been the way to make Bray Wyatt the new Undertaker.
Right.
Is let him have an undefeated streak, which he went on to lose to Undertaker the next year too, but still.
Yeah, I do think I think it could have been something that was unacknowledged, and then it could have just been organic the same way it was with Undertaker. Either you could have just had him beat, and then somebody would have noticed eventually, but WWE never acknowledged it until he was at like 10 or something like that. I think it could have been something cool there, but not how history played out, unfortunately. I think I only have one WrestleMania left. For this last one, I have WrestleMania 17. X7. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Man, look.
That was one of them.
I would go back and watch Wrestling on Demand a lot. Like the WWE on Demand shit that comes on before the DVDs and shit. I would do that. I would go up there and run up credit card bills a lot watching that shit. And this is the pay-per-view I think I've watched the most in my life.
Bro, the promo that led up to that main event was one of the best fucking promo, this vignettes or whatever you want to call it.
I broke my PR on bench listening to My Way, the fucking Limp Bizkit because that fucking that shit slaps. You ever put that shit on, I guarantee you I'm gonna lift whatever the fuck you need me to lift because of that damn promo and that damn match. I don't think I hope there's a time in the future where WWE can build up stars the way that they built Stone Cold and The Rock into these two, and they're kind of doing it with Cody and Roman, where these two just have to be in each other's gravitational pull, because how do you keep them separate? They had it with Sean and Brett. They had it a little bit with Punk and Brian, but I don't think we ever got the full grasp of what it could have been. But that match, that pay-per-view as a whole, just incredible. X7, it will forever be my favorite WrestleMania.
They had that epic TLC tag match too.
Yes.
Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys,
the whole pay-per-view slept, I believe. If I look back,
except Shane versus Vince.
No, that was ass.
Leonard McMahon and stuff.
Yeah, no, that was ass cheeks.
Kurt Angle and Benoit was fire.
Yes, Iron Sheik versus Hillbilly Jim. I can't believe that happened.
Oh, wait, who now?
Iron Sheik versus Hillbilly Jim.
Oh, it was that gimmick battle royale.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And Chris Jericho, William Regal. I vaguely remember that match.
I ain't talking about none of that shit. I'm talking about some GOAT shit. Oh, and 21, I didn't give WrestleMania 21 the proper credit, because the match that made me appreciate like graps, like wrestling, because that card had some shit on it, was Angle versus Michaels on that card.
That was, yeah, I do believe
21. Yeah. And they also had Eddie versus Ray.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Yeah, those two matches in sequence. Come on, get the fuck out of my face. Those are some incredible wrestling. Oh, yeah, but yeah, shout out to the fact that we can even do like 5 great WrestleManias. Like.
But there's so many more, because 35 was good.
Hitter, yeah.
Kofi Mania.
2000, I didn't even put 2000 up there.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it's so many. The list could go on for real.
Yeah, it could.
But that is a wrap for the show today. I gotta go get some birthday dinner from somewhere.
Yes,
I definitely appreciate the birthday love. If you're out here in Eastern North Carolina, I do some cheap promo real quick. Make sure you go out to Blackbeard's out here in New Bern. Get yourself a bottle of Ocean Water vodka.
Some of that water, boy.
It's out right now. I have my own line of vodka. It's out. It's available out here in New Bern. It should be in ABC stores here in Eastern North Carolina here soon. And then the rest of North Carolina, and hopefully the rest of the damn country.
Get me some of that damn water.
Call your local liquor stores and request the hell out of Ocean Water wherever you at, and we gonna make it happen, man. So
water that burn your chest a little bit. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm phone them. But I do appreciate y'all watching the show. We about to go ahead and get up out of here, man. We will be back next week. We're gonna be doing a prediction show for Bad Blood 2024. So make sure y'all pull back up, chop it up with us. Follow us on all social media platforms at 3NT Wrestling. All that good shit, man. That's it.
Yes, sir.
It's the 3-ski. Peace.